Welcome back, guys. I'm Tony Hanson, joined by Vin B and Vinny Pro. And today we're looking at Architects of the West Kingdom on Tabletopia.com. If you're not familiar with Tabletopia, it's a great place to play thousands of different games with your friends anywhere in the world. And very intuitive. It'll feel like real life, and you'll have a great time. So let's take you through some of the features in Tabletopia before we go into the game very quickly. So on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you're going to notice a video feature, and you'll see me and Vin down there. And that is a way you can communicate with your friends. You also have audio, and you also have a text box. So it's pretty easy to communicate and look your adversary right in the eyes, which you need to do sometimes, right? So we're also going to look at the 3D perspective which you have. It pretty much works the way you think it should work. You can drag around the map, and you can change perspective pretty easy. Now, I'm going to show you the camera features, which is pretty simple. So if there's some place you want to go, perhaps you want to look at the cards to the right over here, and you want to constantly refer to it during the game, you can press Shift and then a number. Let's say 9. So I'll do Shift and 9. And let's say you're playing the game and you're looking somewhere else, and you go, oh, I want to go back to the cards. Well, I saved it. So instead of pressing Shift, because that's for setup, you're just going to press 9 this time. Just press 9. You go back to the cards, and that is it. It helps you whisk around the board, and it doesn't clog up the interface for anyone else. They don't know what you're focusing on. It is a mission objective in there. You're the only one that sees that, and they're not aware. So let's go to the game right now for Vin B, and he's going to show you just how the game works on the platform.
This game here is a lot of fun to play, and as always, there's a million little tokens, right? We love it when we're playing the game. We hate the fact that it takes 15 minutes to set everything up, drag everything out of the various bags, put them on the board, and whatnot. So Tabletopia gets that all out of the way. And one of the nice things about this that's also very simple, if you go to the player boards, Tony, on the bottom there, you notice that everything's set up, ready to go, and all the pieces and tokens and whatnot, the starting tokens are ready. But in Architects of the West Kingdom, one of the interesting things is that the game has two setups. You have your standard setup and you have your variable setup. So Tony, if you want to mouse over one of those game boards, let's say the red knight on the lower left, and you hit F, it immediately flips it over to the variable side, doesn't spend the pieces flying across the board, keeps everything nice and neat, and there you go, you're with the variable setup.
That's funny. It's such a small thing with so much a pain.
Yes.
So the next step in the setup, and a very important one, is drafting the cards for your buildings. So Tony, if you go over to the building deck there and draw 4 cards into your hand, you'll see the game automatically deals 4 cards into your hand. Now, anything that's in your hand, and you can see it's like hovering on the bottom of the screen there, that's actually another private view, like Tony was mentioning earlier with the camera views. This is something that only you can see, so you don't have to worry about holding your hand out too far or somebody looking over your shoulder and seeing what's there. And then, as we know, when you're doing this draft, you want to select which card you want to keep, and you want to hand the cards off to somebody else. So one of the important things is making sure that you flip the card over before you drag it out of your hand and onto the game board where other players can see and interact with it. So you mouse over like Tony was doing, hit F, the card will flip, and then you can take the cards out and hand them to the next person by holding Shift and dragging over all the cards and interacting with them, or selecting them one at a time and handing them over to the player that gets the next hand. The other remaining thing is the tokens and various tokens throughout the boards interacts very much like that. So when you're interacting with some of the materials on the left, like the gold, stone, and clay and so forth, you drag them out, place them where you need to, and if you want to select multiple, hold Shift down, drag the rectangle over them, and now you can drag and interact with them, so you don't have to grab each one individually.
Another nice thing to note too is if you need multiple of a certain icon, you could just hover over the bag, right click, and then select how many you would like instead of dragging 1 or 2 at a time. So if you need 10 or 12 or whatever it is, just hit the number, 3 pop out. Now they're all selected already, and you can just drag them to where you need them.
So that is it, guys. Architects of the West Kingdom, a fun game. It is on Tabletopia.com. As you can see, very intuitive interface, a lot of fun to play. And again, you'll play with anyone, anywhere in the world. So it's pretty great when you want to play virtual board gaming. Guys, thank you very much for already Dungeon. I'm Tony, joined by Vinny B and Vinny Pro, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks.